Hello everyone, welcome back to HennaCurve. This is your Lucky. Today I'll be sharing the most wanted henna recipe. It's very simple recipe I came up with. I've been struggling to find a perfect henna recipe for body art, and I think I got the henna recipe with very less ingredients, but it's very powerful. The stain is very promising every time you mix it. It does not need any expertise because I'll be sharing my own recipe, what I'm using to have this henna prepared anytime, even for my kids or for my clients or for myself. You can see I'm trying to remove the paste. This is very fresh stain. I left it for whole night on my skin. This is how it turned out. I didn't use any fancy coloring or anything. This is very simple natural ingredients. You can try it on your kids and see yourself. Welcome back to HennaCurve, guys. This recipe just need a BAQ quality henna powder. Right now I'm using BAQ Rajasthani henna powder. I have it on handy, otherwise I can show the product description in the comment section. You can check it. Otherwise you have to find a perfect BAQ quality henna powder for this recipe. Otherwise your henna stain, it's not promising at all. The secret ingredient is the BAQ henna quality. Since it's a Rajasthani henna powder, it needs at least 12 hours of time for the dye release process. You can use the Jamela henna powder also. That's very promising also, but you have to use just leave it for 5 to 6 hours of time for the dye release. I'm trying to add a filtered lemon juice. Lemon juice in the sense you make sure it's only lemon juice, no other ingredients added in the list. I just got this from Sam's and Costco. You can check it in Walmart too. You can get the same item, but make sure the ingredient is only the lemon and water, please. I'm trying to add it as it needed. Don't make it too liquidy, because I will be adding some oil later stage. So it's just thick paste consistency you need it. Make sure you're not pouring everything at a time. Make sure little by little you are straining and adding. You don't need to mix it very, very hard. Just make sure there are no big lumps. I took 1.5 tablespoon of powder for this. I just left it whole night, almost 12 hours of time. So this is how the paste looks like after 12 hours of time. I didn't mix it, I didn't reopen it in the night, just I left it at room temperature. So now it's time to add oil here. I'll be using cosbet oil. This is the oil I came up with. Finally it turned out a really good stain causing oil. I tried eucalyptus oil, I tried clove oil, I tried making tea and adding to the henna, but I think this is the best oil. It really helped me, worked me every time. Whatever henna powder you use, I think the oil is a very key essential factor here. So it's a very promising oil. It's a little bit costly compared to the other oils, but it won't take much oil for this. I just added 1 tablespoon of oil for almost 1.5 tablespoons of henna powder. Guys, this is little costly, but if you are worrying if you are really focused on your business or making clients, or if you really want to make a perfect henna cone, this is must from my side. This is the only advice I can throw, but it's up to you. If you have any experience of other oils, you can go and try, but this is the must. This is the must oil you should use. So I just added, I'm trying to grind it with a hand mixture right now. Why do we need to use the hand mixture here is, you can use even with spoon also, but it takes a little time. But this is very promising. If you use the hand mixture, the paste will be very silky smooth. So you just do it until you get that thick string, I should say. It's not perfect string, but at least the thick paste. That's what I'm trying to do with the stick. So you keep grinding it, and then I'll be adding some sugar here. The sugar is optional in my case. If you are living in a hotter place, I don't recommend adding any sugar because the sugar makes a little runny consistency of the cone. Normally I don't prefer to add sugar, but now it's a winter time here. There is no harm in adding the sugar. The sugar will give you the paste a shiny texture. So but I am telling you, if you are living in a hotter place, don't try to add any sugar. And also, if you're planning not to use the henna cone immediately, don't mix the sugar. If you're planning to put the henna cone in the fridge, please don't add the sugar because this will change the consistency of your cone later. So I'll leave it for 30 minutes of time since I added the oil, and I'm trying to put some little patch test on my hand too immediately after I added oil. The one I'm showing right now, this is after 30 minutes of oil I added. So you can see the difference immediately how the paste will be, and after 30 minutes of waiting the paste is staining in an orange shade. This is the patch test you have to take to make sure your henna cone will work or not. So once you are ready with your patch test, and I'm trying to fill it in a bigger cone. You can get these items anywhere, but I struggled a little bit to find the perfect items in a cheaper way, but I'm trying to leave those in the comment section. If they're helpful for you, please go and visit them, and you can buy if you're interested. But these are very handy items, guys. I used to struggle where should I find this cones kind of. I used to buy a little expensive side from the Michaels and all, but these are very cheaper now on the Amazon. So I was getting bulky items. So you can make it a bigger knot, or if you're struggling with the knot section, try to use a rubber band to make sure it's not going to leak. Now this you can store it right now in a freezer, or you can immediately fill it into henna cones. So now I'm going to share how I'll wrap my henna cones. Even these materials are really needed, and these push pins are optional for you. If you want to make a professional look, you can use these push pins. Otherwise you don't need to worry. Take a square shape, whatever shape. If you want a smaller cone or a bigger cone, it's up to you how much you want, but this is regular square shape. I got it from the Amazon. So make sure the cone tip is very thin, and you're not changing the place of the tip. So that's the secret here. I'm trying to hold it very tight and then wrap it with a tape to secure the position. That's it. I'm going to show one more sample for you. Square shape is always helpful. I think some people use rectangulars also, that's also, it's all up to you how you want to play around. And this is not only one recipe you should follow. You can experiment. I tried to experiment a couple of times. I was playing around with this from long time, and this is what now it's working for me. The tip is ready, the cones are ready. Now you can cut into very tiny with a sharp scissor. Make sure it's not a big hole, just it should be helpful to pin that push pin into the cone. This is little easier for the people who are buying, or whether you are wanted to use this cone anytime. I think the push pin is really helpful because you just take that pin out and use it. This looks fancy, right? Yes. So now I'm going to fill this big cone into smaller cones. So the glass would really help you to make sure they are standing out. Don't make very bigger holes because it will be a mess. And make sure you are having some handy napkin on the side. Definitely it's a little mess. And the tip here I can throw is, don't fill the henna up to the neck, because it will be very problematic to close. So make sure you are just filling just 1/4 of your original cone, whatever size it is. So I just filled just 1/4, and make sure you are not bubbling up any air inside. So if you little tap onto the bench, it will be helpful to go down the paste. So you have to take out the push pin to eliminate the air, and then make sure it flows to the end. Then you can put it back. I think it will take just 1 or 2 cones, then you will be ready to do this later. This is all whatever way you can protect your cone, but make sure it won't spill out while you are pressing it. That is the only thing you have to worry. Make sure you are also using a good tape here. If you are trying to sell these cones, or you are making them as a professional way, make sure it's a clear tape you are using. Otherwise the tape looks very bad, in the sense looks odd on the cone. And this is a very simple business, anyone can start. Even I was playing around. I like to do this henna, and I never know how to start or how to draw. So but I was all the time, I used to enjoy my drawing from the childhood. So this henna thing I just started almost 9 years back, when I had carried my second kid. I got a pregnancy break. Then I started I wanted to do something, because I don't want to sit with the kid alone in the house. So I thought I can learn this course. I went to India once in the vacation time. Then I just for fun I went to month course there, but it's not useful anything, because I didn't help me much, but it helped me to get that interest push back from me. After I returned, I started playing around. I tried to find this material, where and all. I think it took me a little adventure, and also I wasted a lot of money around. So now your cones are ready to use. In fact, you can use it immediately. It can stay at the room temperature almost for next 3 days. You can leave it at room temperature if you're planning to use them for next 3 days. If you're not planning to use your cones, please make sure you're wrapping them in a paper and in a tight ziploc and putting in the freezer. So this will help you to store the henna cones properly. But make sure when you are ready to use this henna cones, you are just thawing them outside at the countertop. You shouldn't warm it in the microwave or on the stove top, or not putting in a hot water. Just let them cool down at the room temperature, at least for 30 minutes or 1 hour before you are trying to use. So when you are touching the henna cone while you are applying on the skin, it should be at the room temperature, guys. It shouldn't be cold. If you are applying any cold henna on the clients or yourself, the color is not guaranteed at all. When you are putting in the freezer, make sure you are writing the date on it, because I prefer to use it in next 2 to 3 months of time. If it is more than that, you cannot guarantee the color. If it is for personal reasons, that's okay. But if you're promising any clients or any bridal, make sure the stain quality is good. Otherwise, you will ruin your business here. So when you are testing the henna cone, right, the first test you should do is drawing some straight lines. If your paste is really perfect, that line shouldn't break anywhere. Also, while pressing it, it shouldn't be lumps. It shouldn't be coming out. That is the fresh and best henna cone you can select. Even if you're buying from anybody, make sure it's not giving you any lumps while pressing it. It should be like a smooth silky paste when you're pressing that. I'm trying to draw some simple henna design here, just for I'm not interested right now to put it on my hand, but I just wanted to show how the color would be. What I'm doing right now is I just applied some oil on my hand. This applying henna oil before drawing the henna will give you a darkest stain. If you are doing any bridal henna, or if you are doing any business oriented henna, try to apply some oil on the hand or wherever which skin you are applying, and make sure the skin is washed out without any moisturizer, because the moisturizer will work as a barrier. The stain is not guaranteed in that case. So this is the best tip you can follow for your clients. Make sure it is washed out and apply some henna oil before you apply the henna stain. Also, it's all the time advisable to keep the henna before you sleep, guys, because you can leave it whole night. The stain will be very much bright on the next day morning. Now I'm just throwing some design. It's been it's been like a couple of years, in fact like almost 7 years. I think I took a break of this henna. I forgot to draw, in fact I was just throwing out right now just to take this capture of the color. But I think anyone can start this, guys. I am going to prepare one more video what I tried and how I made my sales just from henna cones. Almost I bought like $3,000 in, I think, in like 4 years of time, because I didn't pay much attention to the store also, but it was like simple fun time I started, but it made a good money. I never realized the seriousness of that, but later I closed the store. But definitely I'll show one more video capturing all the screenshot of information, where, how you can start one, and anyone can start this. Just selling henna cones, you can make money from home, guys. It will be helpful for girls like me, or like if you want to do something from your house. This is very simple. It does not need a lot of investment also. It just needs oil and perfect henna powder. That's it. Don't wash with water. This is next morning. Never wash your henna with water. You always apply coconut oil or any good oil, like sesame oil, or I should say almond oil, just the plain oil. Or if you don't have anything, at least apply some Vaseline to remove the paste. And don't use any water to remove the paste. Just apply some oil, then take it out using any hard paper, I should say. If you are struggling to take out any particular design, use it a sharp edge, like a spoon or something, you can scrap the design out. But this is very simple for me. I took it out using some napkin, like toilet paper, in fact. So I didn't wash it with the water. I just left it almost next 2 to 3 hours. But this is after paste removal. This is very bright. This is very bright. Yeah, this is the picture I got after the paste removal. This is after 6 hours of time after my paste removal. This is so bright, guys. It's already dark. This is after 12 hours of time. This is outside of my patio. Look at the color, guys. I just put little coconut oil just for that shininess, but you should see the color. You should try yourself. This is fun. And let me know your comments, how you feel and what you wanted to know about, anything we wanted to know about preparing this mehendi for yourself or for your clients, or you're thinking any business. I can throw my experience on top of this. Thank you so much for watching this and staying with me, guys. Thank you so much.